Hello, everybody. My name's Corey, and today I just wanted to talk about my GR86 that I got here. I bought it about, I'd say, a year and a half ago. I think it was January of 2025. I chose this car because I think it is one of the most beautiful cars ever created, and Toyota really knows how to make a car look good. Not only that, the Subaru BRZ and 86 platform is really good for track use, and one of my dreams in life is to become a race car driver. So I thought I might as well start with a low horsepower, lightweight, good handling car, and the GR86 just checks every mark in that category. So as you can see, I kind of have the GR Cup livery on here, like their original one. It's not perfect one-to-one exactly the way that they did it, uh, but it looks close enough. I really like the way the GR Cup car looks, and I'm really a big fan of GR Cup. I just don't have $100,000 to buy a GR Cup car. But I had a local wrap guy do it for me. Probably the only thing on the car that I haven't done myself is the wrap, because I don't know how to wrap. I'm not good at it. The wrap's about a year old. It's held up pretty good. I think it's a 3M wrap, I believe. It's got some rubber marks and things all over it. That's just from track days. I've had about 20 track days probably on this car at like different locations near me. I'm from New England, so like places like Watkins Glen, Lime Park, Palmer Motor Speedway, stuff like that. But I've done a couple things to the outside. I've put the Varus Engineering side splitter on there, the front splitter as well from Varus Engineering, tow hooks because they're very useful on the track. I have the Varus Engineering hood vent, which is a little farther forward than the way that Varus told me to put it on. Usually it's supposed to go up here, but I didn't want to have to take this off and then have it this part right here come up more, because I think it would look dumb. So I just figured I'd put it a little more far forward. It still functions the same exact way. As you can see from the difference of the GR Cup car, I have my own stickers on here, basically in this same location. Mobile One is a sponsor of the GR Cup, and I do use Mobile One as for all of my oil products and stuff like that. Falcon, because I use Falcon tires, which I'll get more on that later. Contraband, it's a local car club I'm part of. This is my daily driver too, so you might see it on the street if you're from New England. And then X-Force, and that's for the exhaust setup that I have for the street currently. It's a muffled system, or valve muffler system, which I really like because some of my neighbors don't really like loud cars. They deal with it anyways because I don't care. I got an APR, I think it's the GTC 200 wing on here, and then APR carbon mirrors as well. Rear tow hook, rear tow hook thing on the rear. I got these taillights. I can't remember what company made these taillights. I went down to the Subimod's office in Connecticut, and they had these on their shelf, and I thought they were really cool looking, so I just got them while I was there. I went down there for a different reason, but I think they look really great. I tinted out the rear brake light, and which also I can't remember which company it was, but I have the blinking racing light as well, because I do night races, and it's really useful for when you're doing, well, not races, track days. I do night track days, so it's really useful for those. And I have this tinted out as well, just to match up with all the black that's going on down here. Other than that, that's about it for the outside of the car. And for the inside, I have a couple things going on. A lot of carbon, because I do daily drive this car, and I want to feel, nice and luxurious in my car. I also have a lot of suede everywhere too. These are actually seat covers from a company called Custom Interior. They look really good on the car for seat covers. They're not like your AutoZone seat covers that you can get. And then I have the suede, like I said before, which I did this myself. So this whole panel can be removed, and then I did the suede right here from like Amazon. They sell like suede things. I did suede up here, and then I got carbon fiber all over the car, you know, just to have fun. And then on the inside, I have a Billet Works pull strap for the door handle because it's cool. Why not? And then a Billet Works fusion shift knob, I believe is what they call it. And then a Billet Works short shifter as well. I did get a short shifter not long ago from Billet Works, but I guess what Billet Works said was I bought one of their old short shifter ones and it was defective, so it snapped on me leaving a car show, and that was a lot. And then I had to contact Billet Works. They sent me a new one, and the new one's been working really good. I have used it on the track. I've wrenched on it really hard, and it has not snapped. I did ask Billet Works what the difference is between the old model that they had and the new one, and the old one was kind of just a rod that goes into the ball, and now the rod is threaded at the end to make it more rigid. I also have a Billet Works e-brake handle, and Billet Works Alcantara suede, whatever it is, boots here. I also did get Evasive Motorsport floor mats because I do heel toe a lot. So when I'm, you know, doing this, the floor mat was very worn and it started getting to the metal floor pan. This car is only a year old, and I did have the stock GR86 WeatherTech floor mats, but somehow my shoe ate through them. I don't know how that happened. The car is also tuned on EcuTech. You can see the little dongle down here. It's a pretty good tune so far. It added about a good 30 horsepower with my setup. They also have like a cool burble tune thing that goes on with it. I don't really use it because I think it sounds dumb. But there's a lot of capability with this on the EcuTech app. You can set launch control. You can read engine codes, so you don't need a code reader to plug in. You know, just a bunch of other things, and it's really cool, and it's probably one of the best bang for my bucks that I've gotten so far. And now that I've shown you all the outside and the inside of the car, I will show you the suspension setup that I have, and wheel and tire setup as well. Alright, so now we're going to move on to our suspension and brake setup. So what I went with is the Wheelwood setup, front and rear. I have 6-piston fronts and then 4-piston rear, which I'll get to the rear in a second. And then the 2-piece rotors from Wheelwood as well. These are super great brakes. They're a little overkill for this car. And then I also have Wheelwood's racing only pads on here, even though I do daily this. So they get a little squeaky during the day, but they do all right. They work for racing. I also have, if you want to come over here, I also have the adjustable sway bar end links. I can't remember what company made these, but I got these because the original sway bar end links that came with the suspension kit that I got had the little hex thing in here, and it was super annoying because they would rust out, and then I'd put the socket in there and it would just spin and turn. And these are just so much easier because it's got a little bolt on the back that you put a wrench on, and then you just get a socket and you wrench that off. It makes it so much easier in the winter, because I do daily this, when I put the stock suspension back on for the winter. And it also makes it super easy for these sway bars that I have. These are the Eibach upgraded sway bars. They feel amazing. They really transform how the car actually handles. They're adjustable. Right now I have them on the street setting, and then they have a race setting. Super quick to change. Takes 2 seconds. after you take the wheel off, but that's really it up here for the front. Eventually, my plans for this is to get lower control arms and adjustable lower control arms for better handling, because my main goal with this car is to make it handle as best as possible, because this is my track car and it is my daily driver. It does suck to drive during daily because the suspension is so stiff, even on its softest setting. These are BCBR Racing coilovers. They are awesome on the track, extremely stiff. They do a great job, and they're adjustable up here on the top. Right now they're on their softest setting because I am not at the track, but I think it's a 32 click setting as well, and it also has adjustable camber plates that come with it, which is nice because I didn't need to buy those. Right now I have it on 3 degrees of camber for the track, and they do great. And in the back here for our suspension setup, we have the 4-piston brakes. These are also really good. And I also have BCBR Racing coilovers back here as well. And ABOC, I don't know how to say it, adjustable sway bars back here. And eventually I do want to get adjustable control arms for back here as well. And I do have the end links for the sway bar in the rear that are from the same company that made the ones in the front, and they're really nice because it takes me 5 seconds to take them off instead of 2 hours because I'm struggling with the bolt hole to put the hex nut into. And now we're gonna move on to the engine. All right, so I forgot to mention my wheel and tire setup. So right now I'm running Avid 1, I can't remember the AV06 wheels. These are 18 by 8.5 wheels. So I'm running, I think these are 235, 40, 18 tires. I got the RT660, the Falcon Azenis RT660 Plus tires on here. They are incredible on the track. I get all the grip I ever need. They do great in the rain as well, that I found out because I did a wet track day the other day. And they've been very loyal to me, and I love them a lot, and I don't think I'll ever switch to another track tire. I've tried other ones like Michelin's and I think it was Toyo's, and I didn't like them as much, but these have done really great for me. Alright, so now we're going to go into the engine. I haven't really done much to this engine. I got an HKS intake on here. I think this is the full system that they have. Not only does it look cool, it sounds great, it's really functional. It's got heat shielding underneath here to make it an actual cold air intake, unlike what most people call cold air intakes. It has 2 ducts right here that go into the front of the car. One right here and one right here. I have a strut bar up here. This is technically part of the suspension segment, but it's in the engine bay, so I'll show it anyways. And this has been done really well for me. I haven't really noticed any difference with it, because the difference is probably minor, I'm assuming. I also have an AccuSump on here. Now, I don't exactly know how to use this. I know how it works, but I don't exactly know how to use it. So I kind of just bought it, installed it, and never touched it. If you don't know what an AccuSump is, basically it has pressurized air on this side, and it holds oil on this side. These cars are notorious for dropping oil pressure when going up a hard right-hand turn. And what this does is when this valve is open, it'll push oil into the engine and bring the pressure back up. And as soon as the pressure's back up, it'll bring the oil back here. So it never loses oil pressure, and it always keeps a nice, consistent oil pressure. A lot of people on other cars have had some really good success with these, so I bought one and haven't really used it very much, but I do plan on using it once I figure out how to use it. Other than that, engine wise, I really haven't done much else besides my exhaust setup, which we'll get to that in a second. The engine is tuned, like I said. It does have a baffled oil pan on there, so that way, you know, when oil is sloshing around, it doesn't starve the engine of oil and stuff like that. It'll keep that oil in one space. I did have the oil pan resealed because these FA24 engines are known to have the RTV break off and go into the oil catch. When I did pull my oil pan, there was RTV in the oil catch, quite a bit of it actually. So I just used Honda Bond, which seems to work so far. I haven't had any issues with it. It's been very reliable. The only thing I'm concerned about right now is a buddy of mine, his 86 recently broke down. He started having a misfire, things like that. Same amount of mileage. His car is about 30 something thousand miles. I think 35,000 miles on it. I think his had 33. And it was the seals around it was the spark plug seals. So when I started tearing his engine apart, and by the way, you can replace coil packs and spark plugs on this engine on the GR86 platform without having to pull the engine. We did it. It's possible. You can do it exactly like you can on the GT86 platform or the first gen BRZ platform. I pulled his spark plug out. Actually, when I pulled his coil pack out, there was a lot of oil on the coil pack, which was concerning because there shouldn't be oil in the coil pack, and the spark plug was completely destroyed. So we decided that we were just going to lift the engine up anyways, replace the whole valve cover gasket, since we needed to lift the engine up anyways to take off the valve cover, and we replaced the what are they called? The spark plug seal gasket thing that's on the valve cover. I'll show a photo of that in a second, and I plan on doing that with my car soon because I would like to prevent it from starting to misfire, especially if I'm on track or something like that. This is my only way home from the track, so I want to make sure that this car is reliable as possible. I do oil changes on this car every 3,000 miles. I know Toyota says you should do them every 5,000. I just do that as preventative maintenance. I do that with everything on this car. I've already changed transmission fluid, differential fluid. I've already replaced the clutch. I didn't replace the clutch because I wanted to. I replaced the clutch because I destroyed it, trying to do a burnout, not knowing that the traction control was on. In my defense, there was a lot of smoke from the clutch, and I thought it was tire smoke at the time until I had 6 neutrals. And that was a big scare because I was on the side of the road in the middle of the night and it was downpouring. But other than that, everything else in the engine is stock. All the internals are stock, everything else. And it's been very reliable, very robust. It's been such a great car. And I think Subaru and Toyota made a great car. Alright, so we're going to talk about exhaust right now. And we're going to start up front in the engine bay again because I wanted to show my headers. These are Tomei unequal length headers. They sound amazing. They've done really well. You can see I've broken them in with the nice blue and purple on there. They are titanium. And then we are gonna go out back. They are catless headers. And there is a secondary cat in this car. I have removed it because I wanted as little restriction as possible on the track. It is illegal where I live, but I haven't really been bothered by it, except for a story I'll tell you about in a second. And then, like I mentioned before, this is the Varix X-Force valved muffler system. It's pretty good. It sounds awesome. It's I think a 3.5-inch pipe. It does come with a resonator, so it does sound good. It does have a big old muffler on the bottom, and I'll show you some sound clips. I do want to say though, the valve motor that's in there, I had to replace it about 2 weeks ago because it shorted out and blew the fuse in the fuse box and the whole wire melted. I don't know what caused that. It could have been water, it could have been something else, but I did replace the motor. Luckily, Varix is very good with pricing their products, so the motor I think was about $32 after shipping and taxes. But yeah, now let's start some sound clips. Alright, so this is my GR86. I hope you enjoyed the video. I put a lot of work into this car over the last year and a half. And now I'll show you a video of my straight pipe that I had at Wicked Big Meat 2026. I won the non-turbo exhaust competition there with 128 decibels.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. This Massachusetts Uniform Citation. Officer states, overly loud equipment violation exhaust, miscellaneous, improper. Yeah, this is his exhaust ticket he got on the way here. Wait, I want to take a picture of you, bro. Hang on. Whether you win or lose this, you are an absolute winner in my eyes, my friend. This is sweet. Okay, this is Corey's car. It is a 25 BRZ running GR86 bumpers, something like that. Cool build, very cool build. All right, Romo's ready. Instructions are being explained. The machine must have been off. We're going to have to do it again. Hang on just a second. Okay. I can't hear anything anymore. 1. Find the right place to write. 2. 8.